Primetime. That's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I would clean that bone about as good as anything.
Matt Hayes.
The guys they had last year, terrible.
And Leon Searcy.
Mama know that when you get to camp, you ain't going to see a lot of Big Daddy.
How you like me now?
Oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous up there in beautiful Augusta, Georgia. It's the first day of the Masters, and there is movement atop the leaderboard. By the time we got in our chair and sat down, I looked and I saw Colin Morikawa making eagle at 13, and he was jumping up the leaderboard. And by the time Molly got done with her update, Terrell Hatton had passed him as he moved to 4 under with a birdie at 12. There's a lot of stuff going on in the first round of the Masters, and it includes our leaderboard as I look at Leon Searcy. And we're just going to open up with the fact that you selected one guy in our pool of 3 players that wasn't in the field.
It wasn't. Okay. Novak, he just totally... Yeah, thank you, JJ.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I go on the PGA, and I'm looking at the top 100 players.
Yeah.
And he was up 19 slots to not 61. So I said, this guy's got to be in the Masters going to play. But he wasn't.
Yeah, I should have realized that if he wasn't in the top 50, because he's never won on the PGA Tour, I should have known as soon as you said Novak, I should have made sure he was in the top 50. Bottom line is, we gave you a pass because you buy lunch on a regular basis.
Thank you, sir.
So we let that happen.
Wait a second.
That
I
was
wasn't
a
part of
JJ
that
rule.
decision. I was not part of that decision.
I know, but you
were in the text chat.
Yes, you were.
And you didn't object to it, so I ran with it.
That I'm not,
and I'm a good guy.
Yeah, but you're high on antibiotics and
you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're just coming off of IR.
And what you missed
you didn't tell me this in the pre-show either. This is the first time hearing it.
Listen, we wanted you to go in fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
Going fresh.
And the funniest part was Joe yesterday goes, it would be really cool if Novak won the Masters. And I was like, actually, Joe, it wouldn't be cool. And he's like, I mean, for Novak. And it's like, and it would be miraculous because he's not even in the tournament.
Yeah, now it goes from cool to miracle. Yeah. So anyway,
we are in the season, so
he's got Fleetwood instead.
Well,
Leon has Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, Leon was honestly he was given a fast pass to get back in the contest. But if Coach finds out about it,
you guys think I'm upset? What do you hear?
We'll see what Coach has to say. But welcome into day one. It's awesome when you see everything get rolling. I'm at the Golf Club of Southampton last night. We had a great time with our 9-hole game, and then there were guys that were either coming back from Augusta or heading to Augusta over the next day or two. So it is such a treat for so many golfers. And I say it every time this comes around because I work with the PGA Tour, so I'm around golf all the time, but I've never been to Augusta. I have never been to the Masters. And one day, I say it every year, because this is the time I say, you know what, I want to go. Well, you got to have a ticket, DA. Dumas, you got to have a ticket. And so one day, very soon, hopefully next year, I'll make that pledge to myself that I'll be up.
You say that every year, by the way.
Yeah.
Every year you say that.
I know.
Every Thursday, like we could go back in the shows in the archives. Every Thursday you say, I'm not going to go there one day.
Listen, we should do
I always say next year. I'm like the Gators.
Let's just give them a GoFundMe page.
That's true.
Get Joe Cowart the Masters.
I just want someone who does have the tickets that I could tag along with. That would be great.
Well, worst comes, you just go there and scalp a ticket.
And tailgate, bro.
Tickets are not scalped. Okay, we just got through talking about the actual leaderboard on the master site. It's called Leader Space Board. They don't call it a leaderboard like everybody else does.
Are you telling me?
Wait, but you tell me the tickets are not scalped at the Masters?
Nowhere in Augusta you're going to have a guy scalping tickets. Is that what you're trying to say?
You can purchase tickets through certain setup situations, but you are not seeing somebody out there holding 2 tickets. No.
Why?
Because Augusta doesn't allow it.
What do you mean Augusta doesn't allow? What do they have, their own Space Force or something?
Is it blasphemous or something like that?
What, are they going to go 5 miles away where a guy's scalping tickets and he's scalping the tickets?
It's the Masters, okay? That's
Somebody sent me us a picture. Someone's scalping tickets at the Masters.
I don't even know. Your response to my question was, no, dummy, it's the Masters.
It's the Masters.
And I'm still saying why.
Well, because they have a set of rules that no one else has. Like, if you go back in time, like not letting women in their club for a long, long time, they have their own rules.
I understand all that.
And everyone adheres to them.
There's a reason you can't go into the Sistine Chapel and take photos. Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah. They're both holy places.
Yeah. Right, I get
it's a cathedral.
Wait, the Sistine Chapel and Masters, a little bit different.
Yeah, but it's a cathedral.
Not for me. Yeah. I've been to the Sistine Chapel. I've never even been to Augusta.
Same here. So my point is this, okay? It is you're telling me that Augusta can prevent some guy 7 miles away in North Augusta scalping a ticket to their event?
They will put people at risk who sell their tickets on an aftermarket and put them at risk to not have the opportunity to purchase the tickets for the next year. They make it very clear. And there are people that obviously move tickets around, but there are not any scalpers that are sitting on Washington
But do you need like a license to match your ticket? Is that how it works?
Well, you just have. There's only so many people that have an opportunity to buy tickets. And,
I get that.
They've been there forever. So that's just the way it is. And like I said, I've never been up there.
Look, I'm just trying to get you in the door. That's
I know.
all.
So believe me.
So you telling me there's no tailgating at the Masters? This is what you're telling me?
Well, there is. It's John Daly at the Hooters around the corner on Washington.
Okay.
All right, I'm actually getting a little annoyed by all this, actually.
Yeah.
But all right.
Yeah.
course
Surprising. You're getting annoyed.
No, I'm getting annoyed the fact that, of course you can scalp a ticket to the Masters. Of course you can.
All right.
If you're willing to pay the money, of course you can.
Yes. Like I said, there's secondary markets, but there's not people sitting out there hawking them.
With
That's
their
all
fingers
I'm saying.
raised.
Yeah. There's
They'll swoosh them off.
There's
real
a
quick.
bit of discretion that comes along with
Does the
passing off
Masters
tickets.
security come along and
Yeah.
are they wearing green too?
They're still the only one, at least as far as I know. Someone could correct me. You leave your phone before you go in. You do not go in with a phone.
Yeah, it's still like that.
What does that mean?
You just don't go in there with a phone.
What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, this is
like
so
Russia?
easy. This is so
Like, you
easy
have to
for
give
everyone
them-
else to
You
follow.
have to give them your phone?
You cannot bring your phone in. That's all I'm saying. You cannot bring it in. You can deposit it in some little locker there, or you just leave your phone behind.
And I would gladly do that.
Yeah.
So what if grandma falls and breaks a hip? We're out of gas. Huh?
Nothing you can do about
Well,
it.
what are you going to do anyways?
Yeah, you'll find out later.
Well, listen, if I get a phone call, maybe I'll
You're
go
in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah. Phones, in a lot of ways, saved the PGA Tour in terms of attendance on Thursdays and Fridays in particular.
Yeah.
Because you could come out there, but forever the tour didn't want phones out there. They didn't want people recording. They were just a little behind the times.
Your sport's a little hoity-toity, Joe.
Well,
Just FYI.
And now you're just finding out about that one as well?
You know,
Well, the Masters is next level.
Yeah. Masters, they do whatever they want, and you don't ask questions. You just play along. Like I said, what other sporting event
What if I don't want to play along?
do you...
Matt prefers the waste management.
Yeah. What other
Yes.
sporting event do you...
Yes, I do, JJ.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What other sporting event can you name that has Derek Jeter rules? Leave your phone at the door. Okay? There isn't...
And you get a gift basket on your way
yeah,
out.
exactly.
That was for different reasons, though, man.
I know, but still, you got to leave it at the door. And there just aren't too many
There
situations
was a greater
like
payoff.
that.
Well, maybe not for some, but greater payoff there than at the Masters.
All right, so as I look at the leaderboard, and this is kind of getting me just a little bit, because this will be a constant conversation, the PGA Tour versus live players. We know that it's been around, and I don't know when or if it'll go away, but Terrell Hatton is one of the guys, an Englishman, went over to live a couple years ago. He's leading right now. He's a 4 under par, got him a nice card going. Colin Morikawa did not pick up a birdie till 8, but he's already up to 3 under par, a shot off the lead. Scotty Scheffler right there with him. There's definitely some good storylines. But, JJ, I was looking down the leaderboard at some of the other ones early, and I'm like Billy Horschel I saw earlier, 4 over through his first 12 holes.
He's still drunk off that natty.
He might be. Listen, if he's a good
There's
gator,
nothing
he
wrong with
still
that,
is a
right?
little buzzed.
Right, nothing wrong with that.
He's partying still. Phil Mickelson, 2 over par. Justin Thomas, 2 over par. You got a few other guys. One of the guys that I was trying to lean in on, Robert McIntyre, he's 3 over.
Oh, because he was 2 under at one point, I believe.
Yeah, he's 3 over. So Horschel is through 15, and he's 4 over par. Leon's guy, you could have selected Lucas Glover again, and you would not have looked crazy, but he is 4 over par right now.
And unfortunately for you guys, Tommy Fleetwood 1 over through 2.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
How about
That was
Jason
an
Day,
early
2 under?
misstep.
Jason Day, 2 under through 13.
Yeah.
That would be a heck of a story right
You know
there.
who was playing the best all day was Joaquin Neiman,
Yeah.
who is another live guy who gets in everybody's ass on that tour.
He's really the most dominant player.
Yeah, so the Masters
tour.
gave him like a special exemption. He was pretty much cruising 3 under through like 4, and then on 13 he like hit it in the little water thing down the slope that
Race
Willie
Creek,
Zalatoris did earlier today, and he ended up, that was his first bogey of the day. But look out for him this weekend. He looks great.
Okay, so you got Oberg, Rory, DeChambeau. All those guys are at 1 under par right now. Denny McCarthy, who I tried to will to a high finish at the Players. He did not do that for me. He's T10 right now. Your guy, Neiman, is T10. There's a few other ones.
Where's my dude Maverick?
Cam
I saw
Smith.
he was even.
Cam Smith is just a shot. Oh, he's at 1 under, so he's T11. Who are you looking for?
Maverick McNeely.
McNeely, it's his first trip to Augusta because he won up at Sea Island.
I took a flyer on him, Joe.
Last year. Not a bad, honestly, not a bad play.
He's even through 12.
Okay. So
I thought you were maybe in a fever dream when I got the text of McNeely.
Yeah,
I'm like, does he even know who that is?
Yeah, he doesn't.
I think I had like Maverick playing on the TV too at that point.
Yeah, he saw the name Maverick, thought it was pretty cool, which is awesome. All right, so you're going to get leaderboard updates. I apologize. We just did a leaderboard update for you.
Well, we actually don't have one this next break, so
okay,
that's good.
All right, good. So that's why we were good to do that. Give me that real quick if you don't mind, sir.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
A brief off-ramp from the Masters, but an important developing situation in college football nonetheless.
Yeah.
According to Pete Nakos, an on-3, Pete is a college football reporter, does a good job. Mm-hmm. Tennessee and Nico Iamaleava are in active contract negotiations ahead of the 25 season. It's unclear if the negotiations will impact whether he enters the spring transfer portal, which opens next week, April 16.
Okay, how can it be unclear based on him reporting that? That is about as clear as it could possibly be.
Correct.
It's basically, all right,
that's one word there.
Yeah.
Leverage.
Yeah, exactly. That's not unclear. That's someone squeezing the other one.
Yes.
You know what? All right, so let's at least bring up a little spring football. I don't know if there are going to be any games, but there are spring football events that are taking place, including in Gainesville, where they'll have the headlines will be the victory parade for the Florida Gator basketball team as opposed to what they do on the football field. Now, we've got Searcy's Sweet 16, another major matchup in your mythical Sweet 16. Who are we playing today?
We got the 01 Canes versus 1988 Notre Dame.
Okay, so you're going to give us a little bit of a tutorial on the 88 Notre Dame, the 01 Canes. I think a lot of people are probably pretty familiar with them, but we will get into that. Set it up coming up here in just a second. We got plenty to get into today. Augusta, it's the first day, and that does lead me to my Corona call. I can't believe it took me this long. Just to get going on a beautiful Thursday with the opening round of the Masters.
Jaguars, Gators, Seminoles. Jacksonville's football station, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Leon Searcy here. As a former athlete, I was used to eating big, and those habits are hard to break. I meant I needed help controlling my appetite and losing weight. So I called Physicians Guided Weight Loss in South Point. The medical staff helped me shed the pounds safely with a customized plan. And their firm pricing means same price every month. Hey, it's summer coming, and I'm bringing sexy back. You can too, with Physicians Guided Weight Loss at South Point. Visit pgweightloss.com.
Your home is more than walls and a roof. It's where you breathe, drink, and power through life. At Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to keep it all running smoothly. From clean, cool air to clean water, reliable power to expert plumbing, we do it all. For over 35 years, families have trusted Donovan to make their homes healthier, safer, and more comfortable. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing today, 904-270-COOL, where health meets home.
Draft season is here, and so is Mia's Mock Draft Mondays. And this year, we're powered by One Night Taco Stand. Each week, I'll unveil a new set of possible targets for the big cats on the 1010XL social channels and 1010XL.com. Let's taco about it on 1010XL.
Before you buy that diamond ring at one of those mega national chain jewelry stores, get a second opinion and save money at Beard's Diamonds.
We will beat anybody's price anywhere.
Meet John Lupo, owner of Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler with international connections.
We go directly right to the cutters. There is no middlemen, no wholesalers. It goes from the cutter to the consumer.
And John says Beard's selection is second to none.
You'll walk in the store and you'll see more diamonds, more bracelets, more earrings than anywhere in Jacksonville. I guarantee it.
And at Beard's Diamonds, you get a lifetime warranty and a nationwide price protection guarantee.
You can buy with confidence at Beard's. Everything comes with a money-back guarantee, and we will make sure you're 100% satisfied. We stand behind everything all the time.
All this plus no commission salespeople and a total no-pressure experience.
We want you to be a Beard's customer, and we'll do anything to get it.
Beard's Diamonds, a refreshing alternative to mega chain jewelers.
Everybody gets a good deal at Beard's.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Ackerman Cancer Center, celebrating 10 years of excellence in cancer screening, diagnosis, and treatment. Always accepting new patients and 99% of all insurances. Call now to schedule a new consultation within 48 hours. Learn more at ackermancancercenter.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
It's heating up at Ride Now Jacksonville. Get water adventure ready with the 2024 Yamaha AR195 boat. With its supercharged engine, innovative design, and water sports features, the Yamaha AR195 is ready for anything you throw at it. Originally $46,000, now just $36,000. Oversized in-floor storage for wakeboards and extra gear, deck and hull design that maximizes space, comfort, and versatility like no other 19-foot boat. Ride Now Jacksonville on Blanding Boulevard. We'll meet or beat any price on all 2024 and prior models.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Notre Dame 31, Miami 30, and going for two. Brown and Dawkins to the right. Incomplete.
No timeouts. Clock starts to run again. 3 wide for St. Pierre. Back slam. Intercepted on a ricochet. Intercepted by Matt Walters on the ricochet. Lateraling it off to Edwin Reed. And Reed will dash into the end zone. Oh, what a turn of events as Miami on a ricochet. Folks, you won't believe it. On the interception, Miami is saved.
This This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
That's a good way to put it. The highlight, Ed Reed, not just a safety, but a savior of sorts. There's no question about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Saved the season. I remember watching that game.
Yeah. So the 2001 Hurricanes, which a lot of people would argue was one of the best compilations of talent ever in the history of college football, you've pitted them against the 88 Fighting Irish in the Searcy.
Yeah, they're rivals.
Sweet 16.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist.
I get
the
that
rival.
part of it.
So I had to put them in there. Matt already told me that it's a layup. I gave the Miami Hurricanes a layup.
And the people on the text line are saying the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that you might have.
It's not only me, bro.
Listen,
It's obvious at this point.
Bro, Notre Dame is a national champion. You're saying the national championship team is a layup. That's what you're saying.
Do we need to go over the previous games in the first round?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the previous games in the first round.
Yes.
Who did you, quote unquote, air quotes, give 1995 Nebraska? Who was their game against?
Alabama 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing's a gimme.
Who did you, quote unquote, give Auburn and Cam Newton to?
Texas 05.
Texas 05.
Yes.
The hell of a time.
Isn't it just a little bit odd that Miami's first round game is against the 88 Notre Dame Fighting Irish?
No, not at all.
That was a bruising bunch of talented players back then, man.
You don't think that Miami team would have beat that Auburn team, Matt?
Well, here's the thing.
No, but I think Cam would have made it interesting. I can tell you that.
Now, what are you saying about
a lot more interesting than Tony Rice?
No, I'm saying, what are you saying about the championships in my era? What are you saying? You're saying with soft? What are you saying with soft?
They're fraudulent.
You are getting into his.
You're
what I'm
getting
saying
into my
is,
era.
Okay, what I'm saying is, you are giving the Canes like the Indiana path in the playoff. You go through Indiana, then you go through some other.
So I guess if Miami beats Notre Dame, they got to go up against Auburn 2010.
Oh, well, you tell me, what's the bracket?
I don't know.
Who if they win? Who do they play?
I'm just saying.
Let me see if I can pull it up now.
You don't want to give it away because he knows the next round's easy too.
No, it's not. No.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
If you get to 8, it's not gonna be. It
And when you're the number one overall seed, you're supposed to get the easiest path.
Yeah. So basically, what you've got right now is you have got
that's another problem.
The Searcy Sweet 16 with the 4 games. Michigan 23 losers to Florida 2008, so they moved on in Region 1. Nebraska upsetting Alabama, moving on at the bottom half of that bracket in Region 1, so they will face off. The 95 versus the 08. We already went through what that turned out to be, right? That was a good one. Then you have Miami 01 against Notre Dame 88. They will face, whoever wins that one will face. Did Auburn beat Texas? 55-52. They will face Cam Newton.
Wait a second. Where was I? Oh, that was yesterday.
You were in your
Where were you?
Double overtime.
I have no idea where I was actually.
Yeah.
You're telling me that Cam beat VY?
I'm telling you.
55-52.
Wow, what a game. I missed. That's like a classic I missed.
Yeah.
Probably the best game of all time.
Wow.
It was
And they
triple
didn't
overtime.
They didn't have that go for 2 ridiculousness.
It was triple overtime?
Yeah,
man?
old school rules.
This was old school.
Wow.
I loved it. And I think
we took the targeting rule out for the whole tournament too.
Yeah. And I think I took the points on that one and the over. So it was awesome.
So that's who the Canes play then. The Canes are playing Cam and
if
Auburn.
you're making the assumption
Easy
that
dub.
the Canes will win this one, so they will go on. So them,
It's kind of interesting how Auburn upset Texas in that game. You know,
just the way it,
to
way it
give
played
the
out,
Canes
man.
just another easy second round game.
It's the way it played
It's
out.
not just me. Look at the text line; they're all saying the same thing. Leon's like paving the way for his boys.
Listen,
88 all day. Irish would have locked those convicts down, says one of our texters. All right. The Region 3, LSU 19, which we have not played this game yet, but LSU 19 takes on Florida from 1996. And then the 04 Southern Cal Trojans go up against the 24 Ohio State Buckeyes. You've got Georgia in 21 against the 87 Canes. You got Clemson in 16 against Florida State in 13. So those are all ahead. But I tell you, as I look at these, the Cat text in, okay, and the Cat was going back to 1988. We're talking about the original Jacksonville. And that was one of the games we had as the play-in game. And so he's bringing it back up because you got 88 Notre Dame. He says, I was at the 88 Catholic versus Convicts in South Bend as a 14-year-old in high school. His sister was at Notre Dame, spent the game in the student section. And when the students rushed the field, my feet never touched the bleachers because I was just packed between people going down the stands to the field. One of the most amazing games I've ever been at. And he did add that the following year, and I don't know if you remember, you might give us a memory. The following year, he went to the Orange Bowl. Didn't go as well for his Irish, but it was the 89 game down in Miami where he saw Sebastian the Ibis, and he said, that's what I want to do.
Nice. See,
that's what helped the cat be convinced that he was born to be a mascot. What do you remember about the 89 game down there?
Well, it started with way before the game when Jimmy Johnson retired. Okay, he was at the podium, he was crying, he was about to leave, and he walked out the door, but then he came back in the door because he was telling us he was going to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And he started crying, and he walked out the door, and he came back in the door, he said, oh, by the way, beat the Irish's ass.
Yeah.
That was 6 months before we even had to play that game, right? So, I mean, that just rang in our ears as players that they were coming to our place. It cost us a national championship the year before, and they came into our place, and we wanted them undefeated and number one in the country, and we handed it to them.
Yeah.
You're talking dirty to me, and I kind of like it.
So, I mean, that game was it was my first year starting in 1989. I was first year starter. Yeah.
Very important game then, that's for sure. All right, so you guys jump in, 641-1010. Give us an idea. What was the betting line coming into this game? 0-1 Canes favorite, I know that, against the 88
It's got to be like
Irish.
24 and a half.
Was it 6.5 or was it?
No. Bet Miami's favored by 10.
Okay, all right, double-digit line.
It's a little low.
Not shocking. Not shocking.
Lay those
It is a
points
little
all day
low.
long, man. Is there a limit on how much I can bet? Is there a limit
Bet as
on how
much as you want, bro.
That's golly. Got a few stacks on that one.
Listen, there's some mismatches. I think we
It's
learned.
the tournament.
Not
You're going to
there,
have some
bro.
blowouts.
No mismatch there.
But I think we learned that from the college football playoff this year. This is not unlike what we're experiencing here in the Searcy Sweet 16.
But you've got to give. I couldn't make the Hurricanes favorite by 20-something points, man. That'd be totally
embarrassing.
The Notre Dame. Come on now, that's a national championship team.
Yes.
See, Matt.
So if Miami would have kicked that extra point, Leon, they would have split the title.
Yes, both teams would have finished undefeated, and we'll probably play it again because both one or two we probably would have played against each other in the bowl game and then settle it like men.
That would have been nice. That would have been awesome.
So instead, you're going to let the 0-1 Canes settle it.
Yeah, revenge.
I don't know yet.
He does not know. It could be in the offing. We will see. All right. We got draft to talk about. We'll keep an eye on the leaderboard at Augusta. We got our Searcy 16 matchup. We would love for you guys to jump in on that. We mentioned college football. One of our texters, Georgia spring game Saturday. Only way to see it is to go to the game. Will not be on TV, will not be streamed. So Kirby, he's keeping eyes off of that product. And maybe it is for that reason we've been talking about. He doesn't want peering eyes looking for guys that they might be able to coax into the transfer portal. Finish the thought real quick, Matt, before we go back to break, because we did bring it up, that Nico and Knoxville, they may not be long for each other. Nico, it was...
Well, on threes, Pete Nikos is reporting that Nico has his...
This is Nikos on Nico. Let's make sure this is right.
This is Nikos on Nico.
Yes.
That's pretty good, Joe.
Yes.
Nico is in the process of negotiating with Tennessee.
Okay.
For an extension, and that it may or may not include him entering the portal next week, April 16, when the portal's open for 10 days. Again, this has to be made very clear for everyone out there. All you have to do is get in the portal. You don't have to actually register and start at a university until the day one of classes.
Yeah, and
so
you
he could just get in and stay in.
And you don't have to leave the school.
Yeah, and then he's got however many months to negotiate with Tennessee.
It honestly is one of the more bizarre things. It doesn't shock me, but it's idiotic that you can enter the portal but stay in the school.
Yeah. So you get into the portal, I still got to feed you and house you?
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
It doesn't make any sense.
Here's if he was an elite player, I'd say, all right, I understand why he's doing it. And I would applaud him for doing it. He's not an elite player. So that's what I think is kind of the rub here. Like, the funny thing is Nick Saban said this 4 years ago after Bryce Young's first season. He said, what's to prevent Bryce from saying, you know what, I'm going to the portal and I'm going to shop myself around and see who's going to give me the best deal. And then I'll come back to Alabama and say, okay, can you match it? He said, that's what we're going to get to. And right now, that's where we are.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep an eye on that one for sure. It is XL Primetime, a little spring ball, at least to bring up. Back to the NFL, the look at the top of the draft board and how things may or may not be changing. It's XL Primetime.
Now, a Masters update on 1010XL, brought to you by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. So far in the first round, it has been business as usual for Scotty Scheffler, who's worn the green jacket 2 of the last 3 years. 3 birdies through 12 holes, no bogeys. And at the par 5 13th, Scheffler darted his second shot onto the green. Missed the eagle putt from about 30 feet, and it rolled a little farther past than he would have liked. Still, Scheffler with a good chance at birdie.
He's putting back up the hill. He's done everything right today, including making these comebackers. Here's Scotty to get to 4 under par from 6 feet. Oh, just catches the right edge. That's a little bit of an unforced error for Scotty Scheffler. He'll walk off this par 5 13th with a par and remain 3 under.
Carl Paulson the call on Sirius XM. So no drop shot for Scheffler, but a 3-putt par at 13 sure feels like one. Scheffler remains a shot off the lead, held by Tyrrell Hatton from England. Hatton 4 under through 12 in the group just behind Scheffler. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
Remembering great moments in golf history. Sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. The 2005 Masters, 29-year-old Tiger Woods won his 4th green jacket. While rain was a factor the whole week, it made way for a thrilling final round. Tiger sealed his victory on Sunday with a 1-hole playoff win over a gutsy Chris DeMarco. 2005 also marked the final Masters for 6-time winner Jack Nicklaus. With this great moment in golf history, I'm Scott Graham.
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. This weekend, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025, while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Tyrrell Hatton was whining about the setup at Augusta National just a few years ago. Today in the first round, he's the solo leader. We check the leaderboard, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Hatton 4 under through 12 holes, birdies at 1, 3, 8, and 12. No bogeys on the card so far. It's a 1-shot lead for Hatton over Corey Connors, Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler, and Justin Rose. Connors playing the 18th. Morikawa's through 14, the highlight of his round, an eagle at 13. Scheffler through 13 holes, and Rose is through 7. A few other notables. Rory McIlroy in red figures with a birdie at 3. He's 1 under and 3 back. Brooks Koepka's even through 4. Jordan Spieth even par through 12 holes. That's 4 off the lead. And 3-time Masters champ Phil Mickelson 2 over through 14. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Hey guys, it's that time of year again. The home team is looking for new players on the field, and you're looking to get that old car or truck out of your driveway. I can help. This is John Johnson over at First Coast Recycling. We buy junk cars. Draft us to buy your old car or truck for fast cash. Just call 904-294-1659 for a quick and easy quote from First Coast Recyclers. Come on, let's take your driveway back.
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
Hi, I'm Karen, owner of Clay Solar Installation Partners, your local women-owned solar company. At Clay Solar, we're more than just panels and power. We're about people. We make the switch to clean energy simple, stress-free, and built to last. If you've had a bad experience with solar in the past, we can help. We specialize in dependable solutions and top-notch customer service, so you can finally enjoy the savings and sustainability you deserve. Schedule your free consultation at claysolar.com.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements.
But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But Coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 10, 2005, at the 69th U.S. Masters Tournament, Augusta National, legendary golfer Tiger Woods wins his 4th green jacket on the first hole of a playoff with Chris DeMarco.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
The Jacksonville Icemen have punched their ticket to the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. But first, the Icemen have an action-packed weekend with the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Friday and Saturday night at 7. Then it's the Orlando Solar Bears. Sunday at 3. All games at 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #FrozenFrenzy.
Surf in the Summer Surf Camp is now registering for camps this summer. Get your kids out to the beach this summer. For registration and session dates, log on to surfinthesummer.com. Surf in the Summer, Jacksonville Beach's premier surf camp.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. This month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. You'll get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off. Check out 8,000 raving customer reviews if you don't believe me online. Call them, 904-287-5727, or visit their website, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. Showrooms at Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs. We've got motorcycles. We've got scooters. We even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency, or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Beautiful afternoon, 21 minutes in front of the 3 o'clock hour. It's XL Primetime. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate it, that's for sure. You can go back and watch the entire show. Any show you missed, you can catch up quickly on YouTube. Just search XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes with his work at USA Today Sports. You can check out that there as well. Our Hurricane Hall of Famer, Leon Searcy and JJ, and we've got our Searcy Sweet 16 cranking right now as we play that one out mythically, and then keep an eye on what's happening up at beautiful Augusta. Now, we mentioned...
We have a first quarter score real quick, Leon?
Yeah, of course. Miami 14, Notre Dame 7.
Okay, so they jumped out to two quick scores, and then Notre Dame fought back and scratched out, what, a nice 11-play, 7-minute
ground and pound, baby. Ground and pound.
Okay, all right.
They've got the line, and they've got Tony Rice, and they run the spread. They run the option.
What are the odds this thing ends? This thing ends like 38-17 or something like that.
Some accolades?
Yeah, on both sides.
Okay, I'll get some. All right. Let me go. Let's go to Notre Dame first, since it's in my era. You want to water down my era, Matt Hayes. 88 Notre Dame, known as the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, Notre Dame Stadium. Lou Holtz is the coach. He was 12-0. They run the option. They run a 5-2 defense. Barry Alvarez, first year, 1988. The pathway to the championship, #1 Michigan. They beat #1 Michigan 19-17. 5 weeks later, they played #1 Miami. in South Bend. Miami lost that game 31-30. The fans voted the 1988 Miami versus Notre Dame game is one of the most memorable games in college football history. All right, so after Notre Dame that went on, they beat number 2. Now, listen, it's pretty impressive. Now they beat Miami number 1, they beat USC number 2, and they beat West Virginia number 3.
That was the Pat White led Mountaineers.
That was the Pat White Mountaineers.
No.
88?
No, Pat White
was like 2007.
He wasn't born in 1988.
I kind of cobble them all together. I had no idea.
Are you sure you're not the one on Z-Pack right now?
I might still
Pat
be in my
White probably
Cubs.
was like
You're
2005.
2 decades away, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Hey,
remember.
but Major Harris. Major Harris was a quarterback.
Okay, Major Harris.
Major Harris was a quarterback.
Major Harris, Pat White, same guy to me. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got
All right,
him. I got him mixed up.
It's similar. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
When Miami lost that game, Notre Dame snapped Miami's 36-game win streak, regular season. Snapped it in half.
Yeah.
So,
Made you start.
and JJ, I said that if Jimmy had kicked that extra point, we probably would have split the national championship.
How do you feel about? Do you wanted to go for it on the sideline? You were
Man,
or you wanted to kick, or what? What were you thinking?
I was a backup tackle. It didn't matter to me. I wanted to win the game, of course. Coming into Notre Dame, I wanted to win. So, would have been, But I don't know how I felt sharing the national title with Notre Dame. I'm just going to be honest.
Well, you fight the emotions when you have your leader make a decision that makes you raise your eyebrow. When you go, what are we doing? But there's still something that's just so grand about we're playing to win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have no problem with that. Coach Campbell had a problem with it because he was up in the box saying kick the extra point. So, Coach Campbell was on this. So let's go to the 2001 Miami Hurricanes, the Big East national champion, Big East champion and national championship. We played in the OB, better known as the Mecca. Yeah, I'm the Mecca in Miami, Florida.
Mecca.
Yeah, the Mecca. We played in Miami, Florida, 305. The head coach was Larry Coker. The offensive coordinator was Rob Chizinski, nicknamed Chubb, and Randy Shannon. His nickname was Onion.
That's cool.
Because he made the ladies cry. Yeah. That's true.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's why we called him Onion. Yeah.
All right.
Ran pro-style offense, 4-3, cover 2 defense. Up halfway to the championship, we beat Penn State. Started the season 33-7. We beat number 13 Florida State, number 15 Syracuse, number 11 Washington, number 14 Virginia Tech, and we beat Nebraska in the national championship game. Miami averaged 42.6 points a game. The defense only gave up 9.7 points per game. And Miami's roster in 2001 had 17 first-round picks and 38 NFL drafted players.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. You take a look at the number of players. Oh, my gosh. And you can just rattle off a few of them. But if I'm looking back, Romberg, your center.
Romberg, yeah.
McKinney.
Bryant McKinney.
Buchanan was an All-American. They had 6 All-Americans. Jeremy Shockey, Ed Reed.
Ken Dorsey.
I mean, the running backs alone. Frank Gore, Clinton Portis, and Willis McGahee on one roster.
Yeah, it was, and you had DJ Williams and a lot of stars on the other side. Don Solinger was still coaching at that time, right? When he came in and visited with us, about a year ago? He was still
He was a running backs coach.
Yeah, running backs. And Randy Shannon was on the defensive side of the ball. Oh, yeah. That was a loaded bunch, that's for sure. And you start hearing it, and it's royalty in a lot of ways when you think of all the players, the Shockeys, the Wilforks, all those guys that came out of there.
Larry Coker, one of the greatest coaches of all time, of course.
Yeah,
he's not even close.
X's and O's guy, I mean, one of the best.
I have to apologize to Barry Switzer because I used to say, hey, Barry did with Dallas what Coker did with Miami. Barry was better than that. He was obviously an accomplished college football head coach.
Yes.
He did great things for a long time in Oklahoma. He might have had certain things that helped him along the way in terms of acquiring talent, but still, he was a great coach. And then when he got to Dallas, he kind of turned into a little bit of a caricature of himself because he was just such an enjoyable, affable human being. But
he knew when to get out of the way. That's all.
Yeah, and he didn't get enough credit because everyone thought Jimmy was the one who, and Jimmy had.
Well, he was. He built the roster.
Yeah, he built it. He orchestrated it. Yeah. And it looked like Barry was just going to get credit for it. Totally different when you compare it to Coach.
Barry let guys like Dave Campo coach.
Yeah.
That's basically what he did.
Right.
Smart. Very smart.
Yeah, and he elevated Dave at that time to the defensive coordinator level. Yeah, which was good. All right, so I want to get back real quick to the idea that these spring games are not going to take place in our college football world. The other half of it is this is the SEC. You're used to having that kind of annual trip over to your college town to see what the next group of stars look like. Well, the transfer portal, and you can use NIL. You might as well just put those two together in the same sentence all the time. They've had a great effect on it. Well, the other half of it is that the SEC's got to be looking around going, wait a minute. Are we a basketball conference or are we a football conference? Matt mentioned it the other day. The Big Ten has won the last two natties, Michigan and Ohio State. And now you're looking at the SEC trying to say, we got to get back in that bad boy. We got to get in that title game. They expanded the field, and we weren't part of that national championship game. And then when you look at the basketball success that the SEC is having right now, we're talking scores and scores of success, including cutting down the nets with the national champion. Where is the SEC at right now, overall, conference-wise?
Overall?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best in college sports.
It is. It is. Now they've added the basketball to it. But what are they thinking, back to your point originally, they've got to get back in the national championship game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think had Carson Beck not got injured, they'd have been there last year.
Very possible.
Had Georgia not got hosed the year before, they probably would have won it.
Well, that is a yes.
So that's going to be their response, okay? But to your point, the reality of what happened and what we saw, yeah, if you go 2 straight years without winning it, that should light a little bit of a fire under the elite of the league at the very least.
Right. Well, you want a saucy? Go ahead, Leon.
No, I was going to ask Matt this question about the spring games because I enjoyed watching the spring games on TV.
Yeah.
Are the coaches super paranoid? Because you got to take into a kid's emotions and feelings. If he doesn't, he's going to leave anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, all this not televising the games and all this fortress type of affair that they're dealing with, no cameras, no media, all that kind of stuff. If a kid is disappointed in not being able to be a starter or moving up the roster, he's gonna leave anyway.
Right, and that's when we first started talking about this, I don't even know what to say other than the best way to say it, other than this complete lack of foresight that the NCAA had in 2021 when they allowed NIL and free player movement to right out of the gate together. We knew it was going to be a problem. When we first started talking about it, I said, coaches don't care about money. They don't care. What they care about is the free player movement. That's what they care about.
I always follow what you say with the very simple, they want to know what the roster is.
Yes, and that's the thing right now. That's more of a problem than anything else. They don't know what the roster is going to be, not only on an annual basis, but on almost a monthly, weekly basis. Like if you're Josh Heupel right now, and you're getting through spring and everything looks good, and you're a quarterback who is not a star, but certainly has potential to be a very good player in the league, right? His representative reaches out to you and says, "Hey, we need to renegotiate."
Yeah, you're getting kneecapped by Nico.
I mean, think about that. Like you are literally your roster you think is set,
right? And at the top of the pyramid, the most important player.
Yes, the most important person on the team. You think you've got somebody that could have a big year.
Yeah. And then what if he goes to your SEC?
Right, JJ made a great point. Is what if Kirby Smart says we'll give you $7 million to come play here for a year?
Yeah,
and he goes to Georgia.
Ditch that orange, put on this red.
Yeah. So look, that's where it is right now. That's where college sports is right now. And until look, the only way it changes is if Congress actually steps in and makes a change. And I don't think they'll do that unless if they can get it done in the next year and a half, it's possible. But if something crazy happens and the House majority flips to the other side, I don't want to get into politics, but the other side wants the players to be actual employees of the universities,
right?
To have a collective bargaining, all of that, just like the NFL players,
insurance,
everything,
all that stuff.
Yeah, and the universities don't want that.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do is to get Congress to step in and get a deal done that will have national legislation that will prevent them from becoming employees.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's crazy. Loyalty and tradition is just out the door. I mean, you got kids at Miami one year going to Florida State. You got Florida State players going to Florida.
Yeah, but
it's
those
anarchy.
kids, but you have to understand, bro. Those kids don't see Miami and Florida State like you did. They don't even. That's not even on their radar, man. The only thing on their radar is money and IG.
Wow, that's sad.
It's money and what am I going to look like on Instagram and how can I forward my brand? Right. And I don't blame them. That's what they've. No. That's what it is right now.
No,
so I'm not blaming them at all for that.
They're capturing the moment, but it needs to be reined in. We all know that. and they don't recognize when they grow up as that's that one institution I want to go to, because they can go anywhere, and they can do that in high school these days.
No, I can tell you this.
They can jump high school to high school these days.
I was talking to a Big Ten coach the other day, and he said to me, the only thing that controls it, failure.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
When they fail, that's the only thing that controls it.
That's what gets you in that transfer
because it gives them a little, okay, this is reality right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much money I make. If I fail and I'm not where I think I should be, it doesn't automatically mean the next guy I go to is going to make me better.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's like Leon says all the time, maybe it's time to look in the mirror and say, you're the reason.
Yeah. And that's a harsh reality. A lot of these kids are figuring out at 17, 18 years old that they get in the portal, they come out as 5 stars. It doesn't work out at one place. They go to another place, and now, there's nothing else out there. It's not about the money. It's about the seasoning of getting yourself right for life after football, because only less than 1% of the players that play in college football make the NFL.
You know what's so funny, Leon? It was hard to convince guys around you about that back then.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine how hard it is to convince guys now.
Gosh. Okay. Look at Florida. If, heaven forbid, something happens to DJ Lagway or his shoulder doesn't get better, their quarterback could be a guy that's on his 4th team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Harrison Bailey started out at Tennessee, went to UNLV, went to Louisville last year, and now's at Florida.
Yeah. The Technicolor Dream Coat, that's the new Letterman's jacket. I always say it. That's for sure. All right. We steam into the 3 o'clock hour. There's a little bit more that I want to throw at you guys. Basketball versus football from the SEC. Good piece on it that I will bring some numbers up on. We'll look at some numbers on the leaderboard up at Augusta right now, though.
Now, a Masters update on 1010XL, brought to you by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. Justin Rose grabbing the lead all to himself in the first round, going out in 5 under 31. Birdies at 1, 2, and 3. So a roaring start for the former U.S. Open champ and Olympic gold medalist. Then birdies at 8 and 9 as well. Rose at 5 under par, 1 shot ahead of Corey Connors, who's in the clubhouse with a 4 under 68. Connors finished with back-to-back birdies. In fact, 3 birdies in the last 4 holes overall. And Tyrrell Hatton is 4 under through 14, so Hatton is 1 back. Scotty Scheffler having some trouble on a couple of par 5s on the second 9. Had a 3-putt par at 13. He landed his second shot at the par 5 15th over the green. His pitch then checked up way short of the hole. So he's got a birdie look from about 15 feet coming up. Scheffler right now at 3 under and 2 off the lead. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Broker Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
Scotty Scheffler's downhill birdie putt from about 15 feet turned just to the right. So Scheffler has a par to clean up there at that par 5. Missed opportunities on the 2 par 5s at 13 and 15. Scheffler 3 under, 2 off the lead, held by Justin Rose at the moment. At 2 under par and in the clubhouse, Aaron Rye, who's making his Masters debut. Harris English firing a 2 under 70 as well. Jason Day, 2 under through 16, 3 off the lead, along with Denny McCarthy, one of the great putters on tour. McCarthy making the turn. Fred Couples with an eagle at 14 today, 65 years young. Couples, the 1992 Masters champion, drilling that eagle from 191 yards out with his hybrid. Couples with a 1 under 71 today. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning is here to save the day with a free AC system inspection. Call now, 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, duckduckac.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Get more Gators with Dan Hickett and me, Frank Frangie, on all things Gators on 1010XL Gators Podcast, with new episodes every Monday, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
E.T. here, and it's time for the Taste of Golf at TPC Sawgrass, April 23rd. Join me for fine cuisine from chefs from the top golf clubs in our area. Craft cocktails, games, and unique auction items will be present. This is one of the most impactful charitable events in our area. Come network with a sophisticated audience who's passionate about golf and its values, while impacting the youth in our community. All proceeds benefit First Tee, North Florida. For tickets, go to tasteofgolf.com. Come on, somebody.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
With so many competitive pest services in town, you might wonder why Kingfish Pest Control's business is booming while similar companies seem to be struggling. It all comes down to service, affordability, and effectiveness. Kingfish Pest Control is a local family-owned company who delivers on their promises to effectively control pests like ants, spiders, roaches, termites, mosquitoes, and more. Your home is their priority, so call today and discover why your neighbors and your buddy Hayes Car Lion trust Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Lone Pronto. As Trevor Lawrence prepares for a new season with his third head coach, that means he's also learning his third playbook. Learning a new system can be very difficult for a quarterback, but the experience of going through change multiple times is helping Trevor process the information quicker.
For the most part, I think the formations and motions, all the basic stuff, like that was really hard for me to learn my rookie year. And the play calls, the length, all that stuff, because I just wasn't used to any of it. Now being in multiple systems, like that's a lot. That comes more second nature, and it's easier to pick up.
Entering his fifth season, Lawrence hopes Liam Cohen's playbook is the last one he'll have to learn from scratch for a very long time. It's 76 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Give it to Portis. Lost his balance. Keeps on going, and he might tear it open. Touchdown. They're on 3rd and 7 right now. The ball is put downfield. Intercepted. Went right through the hands of the receiver. And it's touchdown, Miami. James Lewis.
This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
I got a halftime score for you, gentlemen.
Well, you just heard that. Look, there was loads of talent roaming the field.
Halftime score.
Halftime score. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hurricanes 28, Notre Dame 17.
They're starting.
I will say this: there's a lot of points being scored in his playoff games. There's no defense in these games. None.
Oh, look, I think he took what is a mythical matchup from the 80s, 90s, and into the 21st century, but he brought the game of today that people recognize.
Nobody wants to see a 9-7 game,
to this tournament. Okay.
I don't know. That 9-6 LSU Alabama game was pretty fun, man.
Yeah, and that was in the regular season.
Was it fun?
It's like watching paint
great.
Watching paint dry.
Was that the SEC championship? And then
you are such a liar.
I think that was a regular season
That's
game.
a game.
Was that regular season?
Man. Are you kidding me?
I've been converted.
And then look what happened in the Natty between those two. That's right.
I've been converted.
Yeah.
I can see you back then going, this is ball.
Yeah, back then.
So I was thinking about something, okay? That 0-1 Canes team, clearly one of the best ever. Not even a question, okay? Maybe even the best ever. I'll give you that. The team they played in the Rose Bowl and the BCS National Championship, isn't it funny that we're saying BCS National Championship game? In the BCS National Championship game that year was almost, I wouldn't say a carbon copy of Notre Dame because they didn't really run a triple option per se like Notre Dame did. Notre Dame ran out of the wishbone. They ran out of full house. They did all kinds of different stuff. Nebraska ran the option. And Miami absolutely annihilated that team in the Rose Bowl. Remember, that was Eric Crouch, the Heisman winner, and all the great things they did in the run game. And
he won the write-in vote.
They absolutely destroyed that team. And obviously, Eric Crouch a much better quarterback than Tony Rice.
Yeah.
Okay. I can just see the second half of this game. At the end of the day, it's going to be something like 48-17. I'm just guessing right here, okay? I'm guessing that Notre Dame doesn't score again the rest of the way.
Well,
Miami routes them.
We did have a microphone in the locker room for the halftime speech.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. I'm putting my heart in this dog. Let's go, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I hope that turned things around.
Yes.
Are you sure that wasn't the Jaguars locker room last year?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Not as much there.
Not as much.
That may have happened. But that dude right there speaks volumes.
Is there anyone like that in that Jaguars locker room right now? Anyone?
Well, I think, honestly.
Dewey.
Yeah, Dewey. Dewey was that dude.
Yes, Dewey, okay? We'll give Dewey.
Yeah, and Dewey basically said, he called it out. He goes, nothing was happening. And he said Doug Moreau never even knew his name. And so you go back in time.
Remember that.
It's just nuts.
Golly.
And Foye Oluokun did say one thing kind of interesting yesterday, that he likes the attitude and the personality of the coaches, young, fiery, this and that. And he didn't pretend to say they're going to be great coaches or anything like that. But all he said was, I like the fact that they come at you, give you their opinion, welcome your opinion. You're allowed to speak your mind. And he goes, if you don't like something, you need to say it. And he said, that's the way I felt. And that, remember, if we go back to the end of 23, does that sound right, Leon? Where Foye was one of the guys that was speaking up. Dewey was one of the guys that was speaking up. And we all thought that it would turn around after that. And obviously it did not. But they need voices like that in that locker room that says, I'm calling BS.
Maybe.
You're not working hard enough.
Maybe, Leon.
Yeah.
Maybe Campanile right now is that guy in the locker room.
That's who he was referring to.
Maybe he's, the old everybody understands an ass whooping is the guy they need in that locker.
Well, that was the whole genesis. Right. JJ, I don't know if you can find that one real quick. But anyway, that was it. You do have it? Okay, fire that bad boy.
He's cool. I mean, like I said, these coaches got they got a great personality and a lot of good energy. So I think they're very direct. I think they're very relatable, but they always they shoot it straight, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to be around people like that, because I don't like shying away from what needs to be said or what I need to do. But also allows for a growth mindset. Like if I feel like I'm seeing something I don't feel, because it's so honest of a relationship between us, or it will be, I can go to them and say and they're really going to take that into account. And but they're always mean. They always want the best for me because they want the best for the team. They're always going to relay exactly what they're meaning. So I'm excited to be around him.
I like straight shooters. Mm-hmm. I like coaches that shoot it straight, because it doesn't. I don't benefit from you coddling me. Yeah. All right, I don't as a player, True. And the team doesn't benefit from it. And players have to be able to take that kind of information and energy and translate it to getting better. This whole team needs to get better. So I'm not surprised the coaches, they're giving a little truth serum, because after they've watched the film, and coaching staff, they know who they need to go after,
right?
Who they need to push a little bit more. So that's good. Absolutely, that's the only way you're going to get better.
And he's not, like I said, he's not blowing smoke and saying this is the greatest coach, and I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of the guys should say this is going to be the greatest thing ever until they see what it looks like and how they all operate. This is brand new for everybody, including first-timers at key positions, and then players coming back into that building, brand new for them. And then you're just going to find out whether they can all pull it together.
I mean, imagine being on that defense and you're the coordinator, the guy that leads your group, mm-hmm. where you're in the middle of just getting an absolutely emasculated. Mm-hmm. He's like a deer in headlights look on his face. What game was that? Was that Buffalo maybe? It was one of the early games. One of the early games, and he had no idea what to do. He was just. I remember the camera panning to him, and he literally looked like.
Yeah, it might have been that one.
The deer in the headlights.
Wasn't it when Flacco hit what's his name on the sideline like 2 straight times for long touchdowns? It may have been that. It may have been that. Which I believe they won that game.
I remember thinking
but it was his want to get away a moment.
Yeah, like if you're on that defense and you come running off the sidelines, or you look to the sidelines and that's what you see.
Yeah.
How does that get you like, okay, we're good. Don't worry, we're good. We'll get him back.
Well, let's also point out that was a guy that you thought was going to turn things around, and he had little experience at the coordinator level, and this guy's a first-time coordinator. So we're going to find out whether he can get the job done. In those moments when someone's scheming you like a mother and making you look silly, are you going to be able to answer the bell?
Yeah, but when I came off the field, I never looked to my offensive line coach for inspiration. I just had it in me. He
didn't have an answer to adjust to what they were doing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, that's...
Like Mazur, of course, had adjustments to what they were doing for you guys, right?
He got the whiteboard, and he went away. Mm-hmm. See, that's what. See that he
screamed a little bit at you too, didn't he?
Of course he did. Yeah, of course he did. But yeah, that's. I mean, we had a breakdown in protection or whatever. He got the whiteboard and he told us and he chalked it up and everything. We made adjustments right there on the fly.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, so it couldn't be no more. I hated the word my bad. So it couldn't be no more my bads.
Right, you can't.
I hated that word. I know it was your bad.
I just feel, and here's one. Let's make this the 10-10 take, because there's one other thing that at least, and I don't know whether this is going to work magic and work miracles or not, but at least it caught me.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
They smoke it slow, that is for sure, and they've been around a long time making sure they deliver good food, whether it's lunch, dinner. You got a big party, they can certainly take care of that as well. Drop by any one of your area Sonny's. Enjoy some good barbecue. I did not think, and maybe you guys disagree and say I'm just, whatever, but I did not think one of the first pressers when the off-season workouts began that I would hear Liam Cohen come right out and say, Trevor needs to work on his footwork. And it wasn't, there was a question that was asked, and he basically said, we're doing this, this, and this. But the fact that footwork was brought up, and then Trevor had to come to the podium after that and answer the question about his footwork, and he will at least play his response to that coming up here in a second. He didn't stumble through the answer, but he admitted that he needed to work on his footwork. And so for a coach who's never been a head coach before to come in here and say, you know what, this is what it's all about. This is phase one of the offseason, and this is what we need to do. We need to be better in all areas. And he started with the guy at the top. That's the 10-10 take.
Why? Here's the thing. Why did it take so long for someone to tell Trevor that?
I don't know. But at the very least, I'm gonna at least right now.
Yeah.
Say,
I can appreciate what Liam did.
Yeah.
I really can, because he's been allowed over the last 4 years to kind of freelance it. Because your technique and fundamentals is everything. You got to live and die by it. So if he was allowed to if his football was allowed to be sloppy throughout his last 4 years, then that's an indictment on the coaching staff and on Trevor, because he knows it too.
I do like that he's not afraid to say that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you would see the previous staff saying Trevor needs to work on his footwork or Trevor needs to work on anything.
And I like the way Trevor answered the question, and he basically went on to say, hey, this is a timing offense. He's excited about the idea of learning it, but the ball needs to come out. Good decisions need to be made, and he needs to have a good set of feet below him to be able to drive the football with accuracy.
Yes, if we're talking strictly mechanically, it's great. My point was more of he kind of called him out a little bit.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And he could have very easily just said it to Trevor in a quarterback's room in a meeting and never said another thing. But he made a point of doing it, so now everyone knows. Yeah. Everyone in the locker room, all the fans, everyone in the city. Trevor needs to work to get better.
Yeah, and the order of the presser. It was Liam first saying it. Yeah. And then Trevor had to answer.
Now Trevor knows that everyone knows Trevor needs to work more.
But I like what he did, because he didn't start from the bottom. He started from the top.
Yeah.
So everybody else underneath that hierarchy has to understand that this coach will not pull any punches when it comes.
I bet the rest of the players, they may never say it, but I bet they appreciated that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You watch the film and you're saying in my offense with that footwork, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's what he's basically saying. With the offense I'm bringing in here, with your footwork, that's not good enough.
Yeah, and he's definitely saying that the speed of the decision-making in the pocket needs to be bang, bang. And Trevor was talking about the fact that what he's working on now, that he's going to have to look at guys before they even complete their route or come out of their break, that he has to declare in his mind where he's going with the football, and he's got to make sure that he makes an accurate throw. And footwork, we all know, and it's so funny when we're talking about this, and hopefully it will manifest itself and he'll take a major step forward. But Byron Leftwich was accused of a lot of things. Throw it, the big windup. Remember that? It took him forever to get the ball out or even up above his shoulder because he just had this long windup. And then he said he had to work on his footwork. And I don't remember exactly whether it was his third year, fourth year, whatever it was, coming back from an offseason saying, I put in some work, got to work on this. And anyway, he would get into a stressful situation and he would abandon that footwork. He'd go right back to the old habits. They're not easy. Is it hard to change something that you've been doing for a long time, and then when it gets to a real stressful situation of a game, you may go back to some old habits?
Well, I mean, if the results are losing, then you need to make the adequate changes.
Yeah.
If you were winning, I mean, maybe you'll get away with it here now and then, but I mean, the results here have have been losses.
Right.
So, I mean, you can, if he's telling you that your footwork will not work with the timing that we have offensively, and you've been losing, you might want to listen.
Yeah.
And work on your footwork.
Yeah, you're going to have to. All right, so there you go. At least some thoughts as far as where they are starting. This is a new page one in a lot of ways for this football team, but I do like at least what Liam has to say, what Trevor has to say back about it. You guys jump in, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures on that subject.
Your home for Florida Gators baseball is 1010XL.
Gators and Tigers show their teeth for a weekend series in the Swamp starting tonight. Florida, Missouri at 7 on 1010 AM.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
I'm just going to cut to the chase. What you really want to know is, why buy from Arlington Toyota? Mia here. How about over 800 vehicles, one lot, 60-day exchange, and friendly credit for everyone. Plus, right now, you choose a pre-owned 2022 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for $0 down and only $388 per month. Or how about no payments till August 2025? Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter-mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Jacksonville, ready to spice up your happy hour? Take advantage of the happy hour specials going on right now at One Night Taco Stand. Every day from 2 until 6, enjoy 50% off appetizers like queso and guac, empanadas and taquitos, 2-for-1 margaritas, and 2-for-1 daiquiris at One Night Taco Stand, Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser start the week by giving the ball to the best back in Duval.
And off, Fred Taylor.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com.
Okay, sports fans, Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I and Beaches Dermatology are reminding you all to wear your sunscreen. Spring is here, and that means more time outside. Grabbing the clubs for your tea time? Bring the screen. Heading out on the boat? Bring the screen. Headed to the beach? Definitely bring the sunscreen. All in all, make sure sunscreen is included in your outdoor activities. If you have any concerns now, give Beaches Dermatology a call. I've been seeing them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Call today online at beachesdermatology.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated 5-Star Ballpark this week and weekend. Join us tonight for Coors Light Thirsty Thursday and JWB Night. Fireworks tomorrow and Saturday. Fireworks presented by Ascension St. Vincent's on Hip Hop Night. Catch on the field before Family Sunday. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable family fun.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Charles.
6.
Oh, so close. Betty for the steal.
What about the bank that helps you reach your financial goals? Synovus.
Let's see, judges. Yes, looks like we have a winner.
That's a number?
Sorry, Charlie. Remember, a solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Talk with Synovus about your potential today. Brought to you by Synovus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. The number was 4.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Time now for a Modelo moment. Make your next moment with a Modelo.
And he's picked out a landing spot that is a good 25 feet above the hole.
There's a good chance he doesn't get this inside the Marco's ball.
Here it comes. Oh, my goodness.
Such a great call. Such a great call. 20 years ago. You want to talk about a great moment in Masters history, but it has been 2 decades since Tiger Woods was able to hit that shot at 16. And the visualization that he had in 16 certainly has served up some great moments through the years. So it's not like Tiger was the only one to see that type of shot as a possibility. But just the fact that he executed it too. They have, a lot of them have seen it, but not many have done what he did. And the Vern Lundquist call, Leon, you went back and saw it on social, is just so dang good.
Yeah, it's great. Great call. Great shot, by the way. I was going to ask you this. Is it imagination or just knowing the greens? So
it's everything, honestly, because you have to have the imagination, the skill, knowing the greens, the knowledge, everything. And we have seen some great stuff at 16. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think of the example going back a couple years ago. There might have been 2 aces there on Saturday, or one hit another ball and knocked it in, which was just awesome. There have been many, many great shots, but Tiger was in some ways in jail with that one in the rough, playing above the hole and then getting it come down, not knowing if he'd be able to control the speed or not. Mm-hmm. It's just something else.
Speaking of 16, 16 right there.
And it's just that's Rays Creek coming across there. Right? But they've just got so many experiences there. The beautiful thing about the players in Augusta is that there's no rotation. I call it a rota of courses where these other big events are played. The PGA, the U.S. Open, and the Open, they're all played with a rotation of courses. Augusta and the players, you get to see it every year. You got to conquer it. You got to figure it out. And they have such fast greens, and if you come out of that rough, you have no idea where it could end up because they're so slick and so fast. The daughter's putt yesterday in the par 3 contest, Rory's daughter, was just a thing of beauty.
Beautiful, yeah.
And it gave you an idea of just how fast the greens are because it was barely rolling. You couldn't even see it in the camera shot for a while, and then finally it takes off. And Shane Lowry was with it. It was both of their kids, and I believe it was at least 3, maybe even 4 feet above the cup. Lowry knew it was going to go in, just based on where it was at that moment rolling, and it still had a little break in it.
We're day 1, mid-round. It's packed there at Augusta. Packed.
So I'm with my
This is their Super Bowl. This is 100% their Super Bowl, golf Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. But I'll tell you a quick story. I'm with my buddy Scott Koss from Ping yesterday out at the 9 after 5. And Ping does great things with the Edwin Watts Golf Show and every Saturday morning. And so anyway, while he's not criticizing my swing, we're talking about him up at Augusta. He went up to the women's amateur this past week,
right?
Which is their opportunity to play Augusta. They play the final round at Augusta.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's nice.
Yeah, it's such a great event. And he said it was packed. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. I'm a little surprised by that. It's the only opportunity. Going back to our original conversation when we started the show today, you can't get tickets to Augusta. And so this was an opportunity for fans that don't get to walk the grounds of Augusta for the Masters to go up and watch the women's am. And they went, and he said it's just an unbelievable experience. He said the crowds there over the weekend were Friday-esque of the Masters.
Wow.
Packed.
Wow.
And one of the main reasons is because the pro shop is open, merchandise shop is open. So you get to go in there.
Because you can only get the merchandise on the ground.
Yeah, and it's only open for 3 weeks.
Yeah, the witch doctor got me a pullover last year.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. And so there's only 3 weeks that it's open, and they are packed to the gills. And they get to see great golf too with the women's am. So it was the story he was telling was pretty awesome as far as what goes on there. All right,
I'm sure the gear is cheap, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, affordably priced. It's affordably priced.
It's a little high rent, but it's worth it though.
Yeah, I have a hat.
Yeah, it's a one of a kind.
I bet that hat costs $50.
I don't know. Someone that got it for me, and he didn't charge me, so I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah,
it's like one of the ones that the caddies wear.
Right. That was, but like when the witch doctor went last year, he was like, "Well, do you care how much it costs?" And I said, "Are you kidding me? No, just buy it and I'll pay you back."
Right.
I didn't care. Whatever it was, I'll
absolutely.
pay it.
Yeah. And so those are the opportunities. And like I said, one day, I will get up there and see what it's all about. All right, we did have a couple of guys that moved backwards instead of moving forward, including one of my guys, Colin Morikawa, went from 3 under after an eagle at 13, lost 2 shots coming in, actually lost 3 shots coming in because he ended up bogeying 18 and falling back to even par, which kind of stinks. But that's where we are with him. And who knows where this number will be. Leon asked the question earlier, do you think that it will be, one where they're going to go low? I really need to see the conditions. Max came in here with his update. He said there might be a little rain tomorrow, which could potentially soften up the golf course, but it plays long if there's rain. It makes it tough as well. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, Justin Rose is on fire right now. He's through 10, 6 under.
Yeah, and Rosie, I don't believe, has won in, I'm just going to guess, 3 years, maybe even longer than that.
Watch out for that back 9, though.
Yeah,
it'll get you. But he's to 6 under par.
Yeah,
through 10. That is that's some rare air.
Pretty good. Yeah.
He immediately started off with birdie at the first hole in the par 5 second. You expect if you're going to score, you're going to score on the front. It's going to be there. And then he took advantage of the next of the par 5s. Yeah, that's a pretty good little card.
By the way, did we figure out whether it was Aberg or Abear?
It's
Oberg.
It's Oberg.
So it's Oberg.
Yeah.
Is this going to be another Iamaleava thing where it's 5 different ways of pronouncing it?
He just basically, he said that's what it is. In Sweden, he goes to Oberg. But whenever I'm on the international broadcast, I go,
how do you say it?
Oberg.
Wait a second. Do it in your
it's very
PJ voice.
Yeah.
Do it.
Ludwig Oberg.
Okay. That's not your PJ voice. We all know your PJ voice.
I'll just say, let's go out to 12. Oberg.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, Justin Rose's last win on the tour, AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am 2023.
Okay. All right. A couple years removed. Okay. And look, he's still an outstanding golfer. There's no question about it. And if he gets it going, and this goes back to the course knowledge we were talking about, Leon, they can go back every single year. He knows what it's like. He made one of the more amazing putts to win there. So he knows what it's like. One of the, he in terms of his wins over time, he has won a major championship, so he knows what it feels like. And I think he won at Aronimink. And so he has that major skill level to do it. That's for sure.
Good for Justin Day, 200. Just finished
Was
at
it
200.
Marion?
Yeah.
Okay. Up there in PA.
That's a fun story, too. It'd be a great story.
Oh, Jason Day? Yeah, it'd be
Jason
awesome.
Day, I was saying
yeah,
Jason.
that's for
Jason.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get a little draft talk in before we're done. The scoreboard in the Searcy Sweet 16.
Yeah, we got a third quarter update, Leon.
There's a pinball.
How did the halftime speech do?
Yeah, well, we're going into the fourth.
Yeah.
Miami, 42, Irish, 20.
All right, it's starting to flex a little
Leading
bit.
into the fourth.
Now we're starting to be a little reality.
And by the way, it has been pointed out by multiple people that this could be a get even Gary game that you're having right now.
Are y'all going to run it up in the fourth quarter?
I don't know.
It's up to Coach Coker.
Yeah, it's up to Coach.
But the
Dorsey's still in the game.
It's up to Coach Ferrari.
And the
Literally
backups
giving the keys to the Ferrari.
The backups to that team went to the national title the next year.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, very true. But the Irish have chimed in that this is your get even Gary game because of what happened with Cleveland Gary up there.
Might be.
Yeah. You're getting even with Notre Dame.
No.
You did get hosed. There's no doubt about it. You got hosed.
Yeah, we got hosed. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
but you're saying this has nothing to do?
No, nothing to do with it at all.
Okay.
I would never do that.
I would never do that.
Imagine being Lou Holtz, and this is the team you see first. Your first game right out of the chute is the best team in the tournament.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And how did that happen?
Well, Lou Holtz probably built a speech out of that about no one's giving us a chance. Okay.
Committee members there on that Leon's committee were.
Oh, he is the committee. You got a problem with that?
That's kind of my point.
It's XL Primetime.
Now, a Masters update on 1010XL, brought to you by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. Temperature rising to the mid-70s, wind picking up just a bit here in the first round, but none of that is bothering Justin Rose.
He birdied the 7th, he birdied the 9th to get it to 5 under after birdies at 1, 2, and 3. Here's for another at 10. And yes, he walks it in. Justin Rose is 6 under par through 10 holes in the first round of the Masters, and he currently leads Scheffler, Hatton, and Connors by 2. Wow.
Taylor Zarzour the call on Sirius XM. Rose twice a runner-up at the Masters, notably in a playoff with Sergio Garcia in 2017. Now 44 years old, Rose still in fine form. He's 6 under as he angles toward Amen Corner. Corey Connors, Scotty Scheffler, and Tyrrell Hatton all 4 under, 2 back. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
Every day when we're on the road, people around us endanger themselves and others by looking at their phones while driving. There's the sneak-a-peeker who darts their eyes between the road and their texts, or the nightlighter who illuminates their car after dark. If that's you, reconsider before you find yourself becoming the fender-benderer, the got-a-ticketer, or worst of all, the driver who killed someone. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Scotty Scheffler wants to become the first repeat Masters champion since Tiger Woods 23 years ago. Scheffler let some birdie opportunities at the par 5s, 13 and 15 slip past. But at the par 3 16, his tee shot landed close to where the Galapagos turtles hang out near the water off the green, about 35 feet away. Yet Scheffler poured it in uphill for birdie. So 2 holes to go for the world number 1 here in the first round, and Scheffler is 2 back of Justin Rose, 4 under par. We check the NHTSA leaderboard. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA. Rose at 6 under through 10. Scheffler, Tyrrell Hatton, Corey Connors at 4 under. Connors in the clubhouse with a 68. Hatton is through 16 holes. 2 under par, Bryson DeChambeau, the 2-time U.S. Open champ. He is through 6. Matt Fitzpatrick, Denny McCarthy, Jason Day, Harris English, Aaron Rye also at 2 under. Rory McIlroy, 1 under through 7, 5 back. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Frank Frangie here. Available now is the all-new Silverado EV. Designed to go the distance, the Silverado EV boasts 440 miles of range, more standard range than any competitor. Ask about low-rate financing and $7,500 instant cash savings on EVs. Nimnick always will give you top dollar for your trade, and for a limited time, up to an additional $3,000 in trade assistance. So head to Nimnick today. Who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Mike Dempsey here. Look, it's been 10 years that I've been vouching for my guys at Dandy Boots, and for a decade, I'm proud of my association with a local family business. They make a great product. I've made no secret that I was a customer long before Dandy ever came on board on 1010XL. But I'm thinking I'm due a little Dandy swag, maybe a little love. How about a Dandy t-shirt, a ball cap? So how about it, Thompson family? What do you got going on over there? In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating those delicious tuna salad sandwiches. So guys, keep helping me out and grab a Dandy sandwich today.
When it's time for new tires, you can count on Big Chief Tire for quality and value. Frank Franchi here. Their expert team will help you quickly find the right fit, ensuring a safe, comfortable ride. With quality options, fair prices, and quick installation, you'll be back on the road in no time. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today to schedule your appointment and roll into 2025 with great confidence. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 10, 2005, at the 69th U.S. Masters Tournament Augusta National, legendary golfer Tiger Woods wins his fourth green jacket on the first hole of a playoff with Chris DeMarco.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
Imagine enjoying the beautiful days of summer in North Florida, relaxing in your enclosed patio, free from bugs and debris. I'm Josh Molina, owner of River City Screens. We are your trusted local screen experts. We pride ourselves in our craftsmanship and our relationships, because with Florida's unpredictable weather, you want someone dependable and reliable to show up for you every time. New construction or repairs, call River City Screens, 904-923-3544.
License number SCC 131153483. The Jacksonville Icemen have punched their ticket to the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. But first, the Icemen have an action-packed weekend with the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Friday and Saturday night at 7. Then it's the Orlando Solar Bears. Sunday at 3. All games at 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PARK. Iceman Hockey is #Frozen Frenzy.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, let's talk about diamond cutting. How is the diamond price affected by the way it is cut?
Frank, that's probably the most important question asked about diamonds, because the trade-off between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one that's not is the diamond's carat weight. You see, diamond cutters buy rough diamonds based on quality and weight. So as they cut the rough diamond, everything cut away affects profits. However, there's specific known cutting parameters, and each deviation from these means they have a heavier, less beautiful diamond. Unfortunately, a customer can't detect all those cutting imperfections. They need expert help about a diamond's cut grade. You see, for any round diamond of a particular color, clarity, and carat weight, there are as many as 10 different prices that can vary by as much as 50%. At Underwoods, we look specifically at how a diamond's cut before we look at anything else, because it's the most important factor when it comes to a diamond's beauty, and to us, whether it should carry the Underwood name or not.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Doncic gets inside. Reverse. Rana goes in. He's got 40.
How does he get that off without that foot touching the floor?
And just look, he's looking for his outlet. Is there any outlet? No, I'll just throw it left-handed.
It was something else. Luka got his revenge. It was his first game in a Lakers uniform against his old Dallas Mavericks team, and he went off. Plus, I think he went for 45. And the other part of it was that they played the tribute to him at the beginning of the night, which brought him to tears.
He got emotional, yeah.
It was exceptionally well done, and it moved him big time.
How long was he here? 7 years? 6 years?
He said from the time he was 18. Yeah. And so 7 seasons, and he's, 25, 26 now, and 25. And they gave out T-shirts on all the seats, and it said in Slovenian, thank you so much. And
nice.
But he had to grab the towel.
Emotional, man.
Yeah, and make sure.
And then he dropped like 31 at halftime on him.
I mean, emotional. Kind of like when I went back to Pittsburgh. It was most
they were
of the time.
booing the H out of you.
Oh,
weren't they?
very emotional.
You weren't crying, though, were you?
Hell,
It was so
I was
weird
giving it back to him.
watching. Like you said, they were booing you, but this was like the Dallas fans were cheering on Luka the entire game.
Saw that, yeah.
And like the Fire Nico chants were just amazing. He didn't even sit down so where the fans could see him the whole time. He was watching the game from like the, where you walk back to the locker room.
He went straight Trent Baalke. He was hiding. And so if you can end our show with Fire Nico for a couple of days, I think it's worth it. But anyway, the chant was loud, Fire Nico. And they were just getting all over his case. Anyway, it was really, it was crazy. All right, Big Search, you got to give him an update coming up.
Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is that the matchup, first of all, has nothing to do with my loss to Notre Dame in that game. It's a classic game.
Sure. The fact that you have to give a disclaimer
listen,
it has everything to do with it.
Absolutely. Listen, that game in 88 was a game that that was the one game in my whole career I wish I had played in.
Oh, yeah.
I just would, because it was a fantastic game. Even in the loss, it was an absolutely fantastic game. So I just want to put that out there. My hat goes off to Notre Dame and winning that game. So in saying that, the final score.
The truth comes out.
No, the final score of the game is, I'm looking at, both sides of the ball, the talent, the speed, the quarterbacks, the coaching, and everything. Miami wins the game, all right? 49-23.
Okay. Wow. All right, 49-23. And
that would be a cover.
Yeah, even though
for my 4 stacks that I laid down at the beginning of the game.
Because you knew they were going to beat that behind as well, just based on what they did do to the team that they faced in the national championship setting that they were in.
It wasn't a little get back for
you? No.
He says it wasn't.
Listen,
we have to take him at his word.
My disclaimer, bro. No.
The committees of the NCAA tournament, they have this, unique personality where they like to match teams that have had previous history, let's say. Is that part of your committee selection process?
It's all by chance.
By chance. Okay. Interesting.
Well, the other thing,
that, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, it's just look. The selection committee looks at the potential second round matchups, and I have to believe he was looking at some potential second round matchups that might be easier for the 01 Canes. But anyway, we are.
Here's the problem I have with that is that y'all not take into consideration that the 01 Canes were pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
So whoever they go up against.
That's what I said initially.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just said they would destroy anybody in their wake, and now he's giving you the business.
That part.
Yeah, but I'm giving you the business because I love you, and I'm just making fun of you. That's not really, because we all know that's what you're doing, too. So we all know where this thing ends.
This is all therapeutic.
Let's just put it that way.
How about that?
All right. That's fine.
So just for the record, and we may even have to go to another, like 1010 Ozzy, who's putting the graphics together and putting it out on social. he may have to be a ruler on this, but the 1010XL Primetime people spoke, and they had Texas over Auburn. You had Auburn over Texas.
Okay, listen. I'm all in favor of moving the needle.
Okay,
the people have spoken.
Okay, so we will see.
But the people, but this is what I know about the people. The 2001 Kansas, they'll vote for the 88 Notre Dame just in spite of big service.
All right, so we'll see where they go with that.
We all know where this ends. You know that, okay?
We don't know.
It's like the Germans trying to invade Russia in World War II. We all know where that's going to end.
The Germans bomb Pearl Harbor.
We all know how this is going to end. All right, it's not going to end pretty.
Hell no. All right.
It's not the destination. It's the journey.
Yeah. Your take.
All right. My takeaway is, I don't know what this is. It's bizarre, but it kind of points to the me society now of young people.
Oh my God.
Okay.
The me society.
Now hear me out. Okay. There's a new hat trend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you have a logo of the team, like Sun Devils for Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
It's now upside down and backwards on the hat.
The words.
And I'm trying to figure out why they would do that. And then I thought, you know what? You know why? Because when you look in the mirror, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's all about me.
Well,
it's all about how do I look in this hat.
Okay, now hang on now.
It's all about everybody look at me.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's not true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
why do you ruin it?
By the way,
why do you ruin it?
We're talking
I
about
had him going. Why do you ruin it?
Jose Luis Ballester, who he was with Scotty all day today. I guess he is like the number one amateur at Augusta, and he's from Arizona State, and he's wore this hat all day. Like Matt said, it has the team colors, and it has Sun Devils, but the Sun Devils is backwards and upside down.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time I've seen it. I've seen it a lot recently, but I feel the oldest I've ever felt today seeing that. Just like, why?
And you're 32,
what are we
bro.
doing? Yeah,
You're
I'm
not
35, but
Yeah.
yes.
Like if they take the selfie and they get in the mirror with the selfie, they can flip it left to right, right to left, but they can't go upside down with it. And so it's interesting, though.
I really thought Matt was on to something.
Yeah,
Right.
One
Well,
sec.
why would you come
Listen,
on.
You're the one who kills a lot of our dreams in this
You
room.
just killed my dream. That was a great little rant that had JJ going there for a second.
I apologize, but I was just listen. I'm an old glass man. I was thinking strictly of whether that was accurate or not.
I
That's
know
all.
you were. By the way, JJ,
You're a fact machine
I didn't
anyway.
know JJ was 35. JJ's trying to kill us off in the pre-show meeting, saying we're going to be dead by the time.
Well, we
the
have
Jaguars
that
win the
topic
Super
for
Bowl.
tomorrow.
Right, we're going to
So
get into
sad.
that, but you'd be dead too, bro, if you're
Maybe,
35, right?
maybe.
AI, I hit it.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
We go from AI to FF.
What are we doing in here? We're killing
don't know.
dreams. We're killing each other. Leon, where's the
before
love
the
in this
show even
I'm
begins,
very
like,
morbid here.
JJ's
No,
killing me
very
and
morbid.
JJ.
Very
off.
I'm here trying to look for love. Joe's got the oatmeal going, the purple oatmeal. He's had it for about 8 years.
Yes,
There's
yes.
no love. There's no love here, Joey.
Yeah, and listen, I don't love this leaderboard right now. It's I should have gone for that guy. I went for this other guy. Anyway, it's kind of bumming me out. Colin Morikawa went from 3 under with an eagle at 13, and he just lost 4 shots on the way in.
And he's the guy I thought would be so good this week.
Well,
It's early.
It's first quarter score. We got to remind ourselves of that.
All right.
All right. So what's cooking?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm excited about. Have y'all heard that the Gators won the national title in basketball?
A natty?
I just want to
In
share.
hoops?
I just want to share. I'm all giddy. Allow me to be giddy. I'm a giddy guy. We're going to talk about the man. Lee Smith's coming in today. Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players, probably knows golf better than anybody I know.
I love listening to him.
He does. So he's going to come in, and we're spending a lot of time with Lee today talking about the Masters, not just the leaderboard and whatnot, but the Masters. Is it the most romantic event in sports? I mean, the Kentucky Derby. There's others, but I mean, there's the magic of the Masters. I've been you've probably been a bunch, right?
Never been.
You've never been.
Never been.
I've been one day on a Thursday in the '90s. Have you been?
Never.
I've been one. It was the first time I'd ever been. It's the first time Mike Bianchi had ever been. We were walking around together, and we went to number 18, because we thought Amen Corner was 17 and 18. Yeah. We had no idea it was where it was. So Bianchi and I went. I said, "Let's."
Not shocking that Bianchi didn't know.
And nor did I. So we said, "Let's. Are we at Amen Corner?" I don't know. And Bianchi goes up to someone,
"Hey, sir, is this Amen Corner?"
Of course he did.
And the guy looked at us like we had a blue head. I walked off as fast as you could, and he was still asking the question. 100% true story. So
where's Amen Corner?
Yes, sir. Is this Amen Corner? But no, we had we're going to talk all about that today. We got a Duval County Scholar athlete coming in today. We'll talk a little bit, preview the spring game a little bit today. So we got all kind of fun stuff coming up, and all coming up in just a bit.
All right. I just got to give this one shout out, if I can, on your Scholar athlete.
Yeah.
Because they've already texted in with a picture of the team getting ready to listen to the interview.
How about that?
I texted
That's
back.
awesome.
They're ready.
I texted
They're
back
ready for the
and I said,
Frange
I bet it's Frange.
We'll tell them we're going a little earlier. Normally we do it at 4:20. We're going to do it actually about 4:10, 4:12 today.
Hopefully they're listening.
Yeah. So
Frank, are you going to the parade?
I'm not, because I'm not going to go to the spring game. I've been gone a lot, so I was going to go to the spring game and do all of it, but I was at the Riverboat Parade when they all came down the river at 2 a.m., Leon, in San Antonio.
Might have had a few in you.
I might have had a few.
That was his victory parade.
Matt, I might have even added a few after. Okay, so there might have been all that, but that's all coming up just a bit. Thanks, guys.
All right, we are done. We hand it off to the Frangie Show right after this update.